man down while farming up nicely.
A bit of an attack here on the bottom side of the map. Targamas immediately going to throw out the exhaust and gets exhausted as well. The flashes coming forward. First blood within the first 2 minutes is Blackett looking to go down as well. Carrier just over 100 health, so he has to back away. But T1, yeah, it's a statement in the first 2 minutes.
Atlas, we call for it in Champ Select as soon as we see the Tristana locked in for Gumayushi. And Carrier, no hesitation there. They jump immediately in onto Targamas and get the kill. It was level 1. We were actually kind of talking in the car ride over. Oh, there's just the bodyguard here. Meanwhile, of course, you saw it on screen, but we should mention too, Dragon stacking stops by G2. That was their payment.
There's the Magnet Storm as we are just going to pull back in Targamas. He's going to go forward though. It's Faker with the gold card looking to lock down Blackett once again, and the Callista will go down. That is 1 death apiece for the G2 bottom lane.
I feel like that is 2 times in a row where it's a little bit of extra aggression, unnecessary parts that we're looking for there with the pickaxe and the long sword.
Not quite at the Infinity Edge yet though, so that power spike hasn't quite been achieved. And he's been denied a few of these side lanes as well. T1 have sort of been catching Caps, trying to get to some of that side lane farm, trying to deny the Yasuo from being that threat later in the game. It hasn't worked out so far because he's ahead in farm by just a little bit against Faker. But trying to keep him down is important. Faker now possibly in trouble here as it's a decent little catch there onto Jankos, who's just trying to get forward. And Faker is going to break his stopwatch. The teleport's coming through from Zeus, and now he's trying to protect his mid laner. But the last breath comes in. The ultimate's there from Zeus as well. No one's died just yet. Faker is going to be able to take down Targamas, but then immediately 3 kills. And now Oner is trying to chase this one out. Caps is in trouble. The heartbreak comes on through, and the resets are coming in. Can he find the next one? Yes, he can. He's down the Lester, and Broken Blade's in trouble. It's a triple kill for the LCK Spring MVP for the finals, and Oner will reclaim victory for T1 in the fight.
Damn, I love watching this kid play. Oner on the top lane, absolutely owning this game hard. I love watching good resets with Viego. It's not just, ooh, I'm spamming R after each reset.
Exactly.
Did you see him when he got right back up? On Yasuo, instant win wall into the dashboard, making use of the shield bro proc. That's one of the things that's most frustrating for people is, of course, those big items procs that you get to use when you come back up too as well. But honestly, those are the big moments that they were thinking of when they designed this champion, where you really get that.
Machine. As Oner does take down that Drake. Carrier now trying to get some vision over. He's spotted by Jankos here. He does throw the Q through. They're looking to just blow up one target, and they'll absolutely do so. The Call of the Forge God comes down. Faker's going to get knocked up as the gold card has been locked down. He's not going to be able to go golden yet again. Zeus is immediately being exhausted. Throws down the ultimate after it wears off, though. Does he have enough damage is the question, as Gumayushi relatively untouched, but so are G2. It's so much damage from the lightning, but it's not enough. Gumayushi going in, looks for the resets, but the knockups are there, and it was a bit too far for the young AD carry.
Yeah, there's 1 member left alive for T1. Zeus is on the run now. Jankos wants it though.
That is a fantastic lightning rush, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Jankos going to grab the solo kill, theoretically, at the end there of the stun as Carrier goes in. Now it's his turn to try and find that engage. Decent knockback there onto Zeus, but he's going down low. Double kill for Jankos already in the team fight. Throws down the ulti. He's picked off Gumayushi. Team fighting this G2 is a mistake. T1 make again. Decent little stun there onto Targamas, but not going to take any meaningful damage. The Baron now once again down to very low health as they dive on in. Can they find the smite? And it's going to be taken by Caps of all people. Oner's now going to go down to his GA as T1 are looking to try and escape. Carrier breaks his stopwatch, but he will go down as well. Followed by Oner at the same time as Faker's flashing out. In goes Zeus, finds a huge ulti, but it's not going to be enough. And G2 once again wipe the floor with T1 in the 5v5.
Yeah, they wipe the floor all right. They're going to chase down every last speck of T1 here. Faker running for his life through the jungle. Targamas should be able to get him there with the blast cone.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Faker here as he does lock the gold card, but it will wear off, and G2 are just hurting him.
Oh my.
These velociraptors or hyenas or something like that, there are definitely packs of G2 members here as Faker looking to try and get out, but he's going to get knocked up instead. And Jankos is going to be gifted the kill there with the
Hunter there.
Yeah, now Zeus potentially in trouble, throws down the ulti here for himself. His owner's like, I'll try and help. No, I won't try and help, as he just gets himself the heck out of there, and I do not blame him. They certainly can, especially with Yumiushi still a little ways away. He's actually going to, yes, he does manage to complete the back as the first Nexus turret is going to go down. Into the backline goes Carrier, but immediately he just pops like a balloon. And Broken Blade seems completely unafraid of absolutely anything. Eventually he will back away, but happy to tank for as many days as you'd like him to. T1 do deal with the minions, but G2 still want more.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was a great opening to the game for T1, but G2 trusting their team fight all the way through, and now they're rewarded. 2 inhibitors down, huge damage done. The extra Nexus turret even taking does mean a lot, because 1 Nexus turret is pretty quick to get through when you're going for the end towards any sort of these late game scenarios for them.
Back.
2 minutes, 13 seconds left on the Dragon Soul that will arrive, and it's Dragon Soul for either side. Don't think that's going to be the biggest factor here, though, as G2 have full map control. Only have to deal with pushing mid-wave, and Super Minions will take care of the other 2 for them. And they just group up and repeat business as usual. It looks like their exhaust is ready as well, so Targamas has exhaust for the team fight. Doesn't look like there's any extra outs for T1 in that scenario then. As long as Targamas holds his for Zeus, for Kennen, should be able to secure it.
And even then, I mean, Zeus is a 0-5 cannon right now. It's not necessarily the most powerful that we've seen cannons, especially when they're wielded by Zeus here. Zeus.
Maybe if Guma comes in on a wrecking ball there and looking for those Tristana resets, try and use it on him.
That could also be very difficult, just because I feel like Caps has had his wind walls in exactly the right positions every single fight, and you only need that duration, right? Because G2, they get that first little advantage in the fight, and then they roll over the top of you with the amount of CC that they have.
And I just want to shout out Jankos, because you know he often gets memed on the most for G2, but he does so much work for this team. And the Diana being the sole AP, if he fails, if he flops, he is one of the players on this team that cannot afford to flop, you know, as sole AP. And you can see it when he does well like this, like massive damage being dealt by him every single time.
Well, now we've got Carrier going in one more time. The Magnus Storm not necessarily the most pivotal, as the double knockup from the Grand Entrance is fantastic from Targamas, and they tidy up both the Rel and the Twisted Fate. Jankos is going to have to flash away, though, as Gumayushi goes for a bit of an insect play, but he's now at 1 health and not able to participate in this fight. It's going to be G2 that now move towards the Nexus. This was theirs from about 20 minutes into the game. It was a matter of time, and G2 will remain undefeated in this tournament, and T1 take their first match loss this year.
Kind of hit them with the EU meta. A lot of the picks that they probably didn't see that much in Korea. They like a lot of the stronger lanes, and they like a lot of the like split pushing, and they have the TF and stuff like that. But we just kind of went full on 5v5 brawl, and a lot of the picks were very common in EU, but not so common in Korea. So kind of catching them off guard.
Yeah, right. But I mean, you had to find the right opportunities to do so, especially given how the things went in the early game. Thinking about the bot lane here for sure. T1 was gaining a lead, not through kills, but more map pressure. How hard was it for you guys to find the right opportunities to take that down in fights?
I mean, the thing is, early game was for sure hard for us. I think, as I mentioned, they like picking like the strong lanes, and they had a lot of like tools to just get ahead through either getting towers. I guess was a lot in the early game and a lot of plates. But we knew as long as we could stabilize the game somewhat and we were not falling too far behind, we would be pretty good in the 5v5. And eventually they would have to 5v5 us. And all it took was just like one good fight, and we were kind of back in the game. Thank you, right, of course, for the what is it called, the bounties, right? And as always, we are just like trying to stay calm and stay collected.
Yeah, calm, collected. I mean, it played well for you here, Cavs. Well, I think one of the most anticipated matchup here was you versus Faker. You are now 9-3 against him. How was it facing him again?
I mean, it feels good. It's a lot of years since we played. Obviously, we didn't do as well last year, but going up against him now, I mean, I think it's just amazing to see him do so well even now. Obviously, he was like a big inspiration. That's why I want to become good at League, because I saw him in like Season 3 Worlds and winning the trophy. And playing against him now, 9 years later, is kind of crazy. And I'm just happy that we got the first game against him, and hopefully we can keep it up.
A couple words on being still undefeated since the LEC playoffs. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels weird because it doesn't really feel like we're undefeated, just because we play so many scrims and so many solo queue, and we lose a bunch of those, right? So it it feels weird to say that we're undefeated, and I'm sure as well that we're not going to stay undefeated this MSI, but we'll look to get the trophy back nonetheless.
It's nice. Screams, keeping you guys grounded. Well, for now, Caps, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
the
for having
interview.
me.
Congrats again on taking down T1. MSI Rumble stage is on here in Busan, and back to you guys in Berlin.